Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah, a small business owner, blogger, what have you, and this video is going to be the last video of 2022. I was going to make a couple of videos, just didn't work out between the weather here in Indiana dropping to like -2 degrees and me just feeling cold, in here. Didn't matter how many layers I had on, I just couldn't get up the energy to make the videos that I wanted to. So I skipped to the last video that I had planned on making, which is this video. First, I want to say for this video, I wanted to make something that it's not like a roundup. It sort of goes over some of the goals that I have for 2023 and sharing my favorite thrifted finds from, I'll just say, the month of December. From the month of December, these are some of my favorite thrifted finds. My plans for this channel, because it is going to be changing. So the end of 2022 is here and it could not come fast enough for me. As I said, this was a very rough year, moving and with my business. And I actually, I'm hoping to get some very good news. That means that I'll be moving for the last time for a long time. Y'all just wish me well and y'all hope that this opportunity comes through. But if it does, y'all will see me moving back to the South where I belong. 2022 was a hard year. It was a hard year for me. I moved in 2022. I experienced some issues with my online store this year. I branched out and used different platforms this year, gathering data, seeing whether or not this is viable or this is viable. As of January next year, January 2023, I will have been in business for 3 years as somebody who had no social media following. And by that, I mean, I wasn't on Instagram, I wasn't on Pinterest, I was on Facebook, and had about 34 friends that I've had since, I think, college. Year after year, I have doubled my revenue, which has allowed me to keep the business going, and the same thing happened this year. So I will be continuing with my online vintage store, Hey Red Shop. The form of it will change about sometime in the spring when my plan with Squarespace expires. My online store is going to change. My blog that I have that's connected to the store is going to change as well. I'm going to be moving it off of the Squarespace platform and onto another platform that I think is much more optimized for blogs, which is like WordPress, Blogger. We'll see. I haven't quite chosen which platforms that I want to use yet, but it is on the table. So if you see an announcement from me that it's been moved to another platform and you can find us here instead of here, I'm considering starting a Patreon account. Do I expect to get patrons? No. But I want to have everything organized and ready to launch within the next few months and be able to consistently supply my patrons with what I have promised. So of course the Patreon will go to support me and, buying better equipment. Y'all know my camera's old, but we're working with what we've got right now. So the purpose of my Patreon, besides getting a better idea of my work, it's one thing to make something and then send it out into the universe. It's another thing to get feedback. I get feedback on social media platforms, but it's not as constructive as I want it to be. And my patrons will be people who are invested in my work, getting an exclusive experience of my work. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a creative writer. That's what I went to school for. My degree is in English, but I do have a concentration in creative writing. And in the modern world, that can translate into so many different fields. And one field that I've been experimenting with on and off, which I mentioned in my last video, is blogging. Blogging is easy, it's very casual, it can be very personal. That's something that I'm very interested in. I'm a first generation entrepreneur, meaning that nobody in my family is an entrepreneur, owns their own business. Everybody I know works for somebody else, and figuring it out on my own. And by on my own, I don't mean that I have a Fiverr crew behind me. I don't mean that I outsource things, that I'm sort of figuring things out on my own, which I know a lot of people are. So I'm just throwing out my experiences with certain products or software or platforms, hoping that it provides something for you all. I tried a couple different ways of staying organized and productive, and I realized that where I was putting my energy was not providing the payoff that I wanted. So I would rather put my energy towards very specific areas like Patreon. I'll definitely let you guys know, like, before I launch, you know, what you can find there, what the benefits will be, what the tiers are. If I have any tiers, might just have one just to start out, just to see how things go. I've been chatting back and forth with a friend of mine that is also a small business owner, and also normally at the end of the year sort of reevaluates what's working for her business and what is not working, what's worth investing in and what's not, where she should be expending her energy. We've been doing that back and forth for a couple of weeks now. Been doing a lot of journaling and a lot of soul searching, and I'm about to make some decisions that I did not expect to make, but I think will be really beneficial in the long run. Coming at it from a more organized place, I think will be good for me and my brain, and I think it'll be good for you guys because you'll know what to expect. My favorite thrifted finds of December. The first one has got to be this lamp, this floor lamp, a work lamp, I'm pretty sure, because although you can pull it up pretty high, I think it's taller than me and I'm 5'6", it doesn't go much higher than that. So I do think that it is originally for working in a garage or working in a basement. I found it at a Salvation Army. I think it was half off that day. So I think it cost like $5. I got home, plugged it in, didn't work. So I decided to rewire it. Go ahead and check out this video where I go through the entire process, everything I bought. It's super easy. Most people can get the job done if you have some time and access to a hardware store or a home improvement store. You can find what you need there. This next item is it's a cutlery set. It's not a full cutlery set. It says a 19-piece treasure set. It's a 2-piece kitchen knife set, chef's carving set, snack serving set, hostess party set, and a steak knife set. I think that the box it's in is covered in leather. I'm not 100% sure. It's supposed to be made out of stainless steel, and I can tell that nobody's used these. They're a little dusty and a little funky, but the knives are still razor sharp, and the handles, although acrylic, don't have those scratches on them from being like jostled around with other cutlery. What's in that drawer is like for butter and spreads and cheese and stuff. And I don't have anything like this. Very vintage looking. I have no idea who the Sheffield English Blades company is. I saw it and I opened it, looked around in there. I was like, okay, wow, these are in great condition. This looks like something that somebody bought or somebody was given as a gift and just never used it. And I was like, okay, so I left it, came back, it was half off. I was like, ooh. So I got it. And it was $7. The next items are, let me grab them. These. Both of these work. I could not believe it. I was looking up stuff about rewiring the lamps. I was like, in case I have to do that, let me figure out what I'll need, tools and stuff. I was on eBay and I was just like randomly looking for lamps. Tell me why I started finding plug-in sconces. I was like, wait a minute, what? You just plug it in and you can put it anywhere on the wall. So I found 2 of these, super random. I didn't even see these. I just saw the cords hanging over a shelf, and it was at one of these smaller local thrift stores that's like also a nonprofit organization. And I was like, wait a minute, is that one of those plug-in wall sconces that I saw? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I think this reminds me of something would be in a hotel, because the arm retracts and moves and you turn the light on and off. You plug it into the wall and it goes anywhere. And I'm not sure what the style of this is. It made me think of like Hollywood Regency. I don't know if this is vintage or not. It already has the harps and everything, so all I have to do are get lampshades. Like, all that, I don't need to replace anything. I just need to get lampshades for these. And these little things. So I'm gonna get a couple to go in the top here. Love them. Not sure what color, if I'm gonna keep the brass or if I'm going to paint them. It just depends on if I can nail down a color palette, because when you're like, I can choose from all the colors and all the land, and you start looking at stuff online and you're like, okay, what if I replace the cords with a contrasting color? Then what if this was a contrasting color than this? That would be neat. And you start going and going, and then it's like, well, wait a minute, let me see if I can find lampshades so that I can get multiples. And what size would I want them to be? Would I want them to be bigger or smaller? And it depends on what the rest of the furniture that I get is going to be like. I'm not sure if I want to buy some stuff from here and just have the moving company take it with me, or if I want to get some stuff in the new city. I'm already planning ahead. See, I need to calm down. I'm very excited. But also, this like little silver bowl. I love this thing. I don't have any, I have those silver candlestick holders, which I love the round shape in the middle, and this little bowl. I might put change in it or use it for incense or something. I'm not sure, but when I saw it, I was like, it looks like such a great size. It's small but deep, because I hate those small bowls. It's too light and it's too shallow. Stuff will just slide out. So I saw this and I was like, isn't it so pretty? And I love this little rib detail here. I think it's so cute. So those were some of my favorite thrifted finds in the month of December. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I so appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next year.